Excited, I'm Captain Danny. This is John Henry, and we're going to tell you about some comics that we read.
I was not ready.
It doesn't matter, we're doing this.
Alright, I'm going to go first. So, pretty much everything I'm talking about is like, why haven't you read this book yet? Or why don't you love this book yet? Because it's all just some of my old, just the best stuff I've ever read, and everyone should have read by now. So, first is Batman Year One. From 1987, I believe, possibly 88. Frank Miller did such a good job with Dark Knight Returns, which changed comics forever, that they gave him Year One, and he got to retell the, first year of Batman in business. And it's just really well done. The art is fantastic, and it's from 87, which means it's all actually hand-drawn. And, it's just really cool. I mean, it's not that long, but it's a really solid, kind of like cute retelling of, him trying to work out the kinks, and Commissioner Gordon trying to, ground himself and, basically, get past the corruption of Gotham PD. Plus, there's even a couple things, a couple scenes in here that Batman Begins stole straight out of this book. I won't tell you which ones, because then you'll have to read it. But, absolutely must read Batman Year One.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to just do a little Superior Spider-Man #3 came out. How fast was that? And it's coming out all quick, and that's great, because then we can actually remember what happens in the last one. This is going really great. For all you haters out there who were like, this isn't going to work out, it's working out perfect, and awesome problems are coming out, and I think it's starting to allude that Doc Ock is going to hear Peter Parker very soon, actual dialogue. There's been ifs, ands, and buts. There's finally a character who is suspicious of Doc Ock, finally, and I don't think he's going to go after Mary Jane anymore. So this is becoming awesome, and he almost killed somebody too, so that's really exciting too. It's going well for all you haters. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna rant a little bit about Rot World. So, this week we got Animal Man 17, Swamp Thing 17. Read Animal Man first. This is part 1. Swamp Thing part 2. It's good to get to know that. 'Cause in other weeks when I was reading all of them, I wasn't sure what to read first. This one clearly states part 1, part 2. Okay, Animal Man, it was good. I mean, it all kind of just fell, it literally picks up right where this one ends, so it almost feels like one giant comic. This is all just a big giant war. They all meet up at the same place. Frank's there, gets his arm chopped off, which was pretty awesome. I want to say my favorite thing about Rot World is if you like Marvel Zombies or What Ifs or Skrulls, where you get to see a lot of your favorite DC characters morphed into different things, because all of Justice League gets turned over to the Rot, and so there's these awesome monsters of Wonder Woman, and just the way they decide to make them all evil and crazy monsters is just really fun to look at, and that's why I love Marvel Zombies, because I love the superheroes getting turned into monsters. It's fun artwork. That's the best part, and all the love and stuff is good. Tearjerker stuff happens. I didn't really cry because technically Animal Man and Swamp Thing are not hardcore favorite characters of mine, so when their tragedies happened I didn't get too emotional. But if you are hardcore Animal Man or Swamp Thing fans, you're probably gonna bawl because some dramatic stuff happens. So it was good. I mean, these are 17s, and so I know we all know that Scott Snyder won't be working on Swamp Thing anymore because 18 is going to be his final one. I'm not sure if they're going to wrap up what happened, because there was kind of a weird cliffhanger at the end, and I'm not really sure what it meant. Rot World's going to be over, but they kind of allude to it'll never really be over, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Okay, so the person who is picking this up at 19, his name is Charles Soule, and he wrote a book called 27, and so good luck to him. I read an interview. He's got good things going on for Swamp Thing. There was a quote in the CBR thing I read, and it said, Swamp Thing's not going to go home and watch Netflix at the end of the day. He lives in a swamp, and that's that. So they're going to really dig into Swamp Thing and what it's like after the war to be Swamp Thing and deal with being a swamp monster. So I have a feeling that's going to be friggin' baller. Good luck to that. Rot World was good times. You should definitely read it. Pick it up when it's collected. It was good.
Being a swamp monster is probably pretty lonely.
Yeah, he just sits in the swamp, and it's
and
about
just wants to be loved.
Yeah, he does, and
but he's not.
He is sometimes.
Well, yeah, but you know, in general,
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, he's a swamp monster.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn. All-Star Superman, done by Grant Morrison. This was a really fun, amazing 12-issue miniseries. The art is quite good, in case you were wondering. But it's basically Superman gets overloaded by solar radiation and is basically dying. He finds out he's dying. So he basically does his version of the 12 great feats of Hercules. He decides to do these 12 great things to accomplish these amazing miracles before he dies. And there's time travel and there's tons of cameos, and he saves depressed teenagers from committing suicide, and he creates life, and he does a bunch of other crazy stuff. And of course, Lex Luthor's a douchebag.
I like Lex Luthor.
Well, he's a very lovable douchebag. he's quite bright. But this is very good. It's quite fun, and it's, even if you're not into Superman, which I'm not really, Boy Scout, it's a very good read. Even I approve of it.
It's like Superman's cool, and they give him some awesome battles, and they definitely let him get his ass kicked from time to time, but it's so hard to get into a superhero that has one weakness that's kryptonite. You just need more than that. You just need more.
Lois Lane is a weakness.
Ha! True that. Aren't they all?
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so Colder. So good. If you're not reading Colder, you need to be reading Colder. I haven't really heard anything about it on the internet. It doesn't seem to be as popular as I think it should be. If you like revival or, I don't know, really cool dark stuff, this is so fun. This issue is actually they are quick reads, because I almost feel like they're concentrating more on the artwork. They want the reader to also feel insane. So the artwork's really twisted and scary. So I already did a little review on what Colder is for issues 1 and 2, but so there's this evil guy who eats insanity, and then there's the Colder guy who wants to save his girlfriend from the guy who eats insanity. And the insane people have this other world they live in, and they can only get to it through other insane people. So he
Hi, Banjo.
Hi, dog.
Hey, buddy. Oh.
Hi. Hi.
This is Banjo.
That's Banjo. And it's really amazing, and they'll touch someone's head that's crazy, and then they can get into the crazy world, and it's really brilliant. It's an easy read, and I recommend that everyone start reading Colder. Since we're already on, this one was 4 of 5, so it's going to be collected soon, so you gotta get the collection when it comes out. Alright.
Awesome. Alright, finally, Marvel 1602, which is exactly what it sounds like. Done by Neil Gaiman.
Awesome.
Neil Gaiman, blah, 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 very famous. So, it is what if the mutant gene starts up in the year 1602, back in Elizabethan times, and just so good. The use of the characters is amazing. I mean, Nick Fury is Queen Elizabeth's spy master, and Magneto is the head of the Spanish Inquisition.
Awesome.
And, he's going around burning mutants at the stake, and of course, Xavier and X-Men are hiding out in France, and, I mean, there's Thor and Captain America and the original X-Men and Daredevil, who's a traveling bard, which is one of the singers who goes town to town.
Sounds about right.
Who's also an assassin, of course, and just so much goodness, and of course the new world, the coming to America, not the Eddie Murphy version, and it's just really, really good, absolutely fantastic. This should be on your to read list. I'm bummed that it was only 8 issues, because the end cliffhanger, the last page, is the immersion of this other major Marvel character who suddenly appears to destroy everything, and then it's at the end. There's your little cliffhanger, last panel ever. It's too bad they never made more, but
maybe they will. They're making more Sandmans.
But they made this, and it's good. The art is also, very unique. I like to talk about stories that are, have art that stands out, because they're, hate to say it, comic industry, there is a lot of cookie cutter art going on in the business, which is fine. I know that we have a lot to produce, but I like when stuff stands out. So this book is also on my must-read list. I've had it for years and read it many times. It's quite good.
And I will be selling it on the website. Buy it from me.
And there's that. We sell these things.
We sell them! I have an online store, and I sell them on Amazon, and you should buy them with Kiss My Comic Store, and we'll live the nerd life. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends. Subscribe. Like it. Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Say bye, Joe.
It's adorable.